introduction to this one. I've decided that I want to put an F2 wing, which is a Super 1600 Ford Puma wing, on my Racing Puma, as well as putting the Super 1600 decals on it. So I'm currently looking for, in local scrapyards, a bonnet and a boot lid, which I can use to put on the car and fit the wing and put the decals on.
Okay, got some good news. The local scrapyard, which I've used before to pick up a few parts of my Puma, they've actually still got the same car there, and it's got a decent bonnet and boot lid on it. I just spoke to them. They said I can come and get them both for £50, which is good. He said there's no damage on either of them, but they'll need paint, which is fine because obviously I'll need to paint them anyway to match the colour of the car. So great, yeah, so I should be there in about 10 minutes. Should probably state that with these I'm going to look to do the painting myself, which is not something I've done before, but it's something I've always wanted to have a go at. And I understand I've watched a lot of videos in the past on what to do and the ins and outs of it all from all the other videos I've been watching online. So it's like 90% prep, so I'll obviously painted them in my own garage, so it'd be quite difficult to get the perfect results. But with the car, with having the rally decals on it, any little mistakes that could potentially show, hopefully will be hidden. But as I said, with the right prep and the right, practice panels, and spending enough time and keeping a clean environment to stop any fallout into the paintwork, I am hopeful for a pretty tidy job, to be honest. And at the end of the day, I still have my original panels, which are in really good condition. And hopefully at the end of it all, they'll be looking really smart with the wing and the rally decals. And as I said, I have the spare parts in the garage in case everyone wants a result back. Because the idea is that I can always return the car to completely stock. But I just thought it would make some good content to do this work to the car. And also, hoping to get some of the work completed for the next NEC car show, where I often show my Racing Puma. So I'll be interested to see on the tight deadline that we've got if I can achieve that in time, or whether or not it will just be the Super 1600 rally decals rather than the F2 wing as well. But we'll see how we get on. There we are then. Spot that. Cheers, look. In good order, no dents on it, that's good. No overgrowth here on. I've actually got a dent in the tailgate, I don't know if you can see that, but I think I'll take it anyway. There's no other damage on it. It's a small dent which I think I can probably persuade back out. So another look from this side. I mean, it does have the brake light in it. I'd prefer it without the brake light in, but anyway, let's get it down, bomb it off, and see how we go from there. Right, that's that off. Just have a look for any of the little bits that I need. I could do with a real tail light, but as you can see, it's smashed. I've got a spare pair of them already. So we've got the handles now, all good. Well, the headlights aren't in too bad condition, but I've just bought a brand new one anyway. Grab the tools back out the boot. But yeah, happy with that. Get these two bits loaded back into the van. All sorted, that's the van. All loaded up. On my way. Right, that's that sorted, 50 quid. 20 minutes work, get them off. All loaded up in the van. Hopefully I'll get back without being damaged. It's a bit of a shame that the boot lid's got a little dent in it. I'm hoping that I can knock that out, and if not, we'll have to use a little bit of body filler just to flatten it out. But as I said, it's not the original panel, so just as long as once it's painted you can't tell, it'll be fine for the spare boot lid to have the F2 wing on. But yeah, that was pretty good. The bloke at Scrappy was Racing Puma. That's a rare one, you don't see many of them anymore. I said, how much is yours worth? We got chatting to him about that. He seemed a nice bloke. He's actually got my contact details, and he said if he gets any other Pumas in, he said he'd give me a ring in case there's any other bits that I need. However, apart from the odd little bits that here and there you can find on most Pumas, it's not very often that there's parts on them that you would require, because a lot of the expensive stuff is specific to the Racing Puma anyway. The boot lid, the bonnet and the doors, however, are standard Puma parts. It's just the front bumper, the rear bumper, the wings, and the roof is standard as well, and the wings that are specific to the Racing Puma. So, and then obviously suspension parts, wheels, brakes are all different. So, which is why the prices of the Racing Puma parts are really, really expensive, because there's very few spares of them about anymore. Okay, well that's good. So next stop, back home, take all the stuff out of the van, put them in the garage and have a look at what we've got. Just a little bit more information on the F2 wing, which was the one on the Super 1600 Puma. It wasn't an option for the Racing Puma when it first came out, which I was originally led to believe, and a lot of people believed it was. Well, the only optional extras you used to have on the Puma was the limited slip disc. Other than that, there was no other options. So anyway, the F2 wing. So there's not many places that sell the original. However, I found a company called, through the help of some of the Racing Puma Owners Club, and I think it's a company called Chris Burbeck. I'll check on that. But they had, I believe they got hold of the mould for the F2 wing, and they've created replicas of it, and exact replicas of the metal stands that hold it to the boot lid as well. Unfortunately, I've had a price back, and I think it's $495 plus the VAT, which is a lot of money. However, I am really keen on getting it on there, because as I said previously, with the Super 1600 decals, it'll finish it off nicely, and I think it'll be silly not to go ahead with it. Unfortunately, money's not going to stretch to that at the moment, so what I'm planning on doing is prepping the bonnet and the boot lid and getting them painted up, as I said, doing that myself. So there'll be some cost there associated with buying the paint, etc. But what I am going to do is I think I'm going to pay the £90 plus the VAT for the actual stands that the wing sits on, and because they need drilling into the boot lid and marking up. So before I do the paint, it'd be great to, on the boot lid that is, before I do the paint on the boot lid, it'd be great to actually mark up it and drill the holes and get them fitted first. So that's what I think I'm going to go ahead and do and purchase. So I look forward to receiving them, and then a video coming very soon, or part of the same video depending on when I put it out. I'll be showing how the installation of the wing, which I think will make pretty good content for anybody else who was thinking about doing it. As I said, it's really rare. There's not many photos online with Pumas with the F2 wing on. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship. From some angles, it looks fantastic, and it looks superb when it first came out back in 2000 on the rally cars then. But even I've got certain angles where I think it doesn't look great, but I'm going to go for it. Back in the garage. Right, so yeah, Posty just dropped it in. always something I thought about doing to the car, so it's quite exciting to know that it's something that I've decided now to go ahead with. After ordering it from Vinyl Creative, I will share their details, in fact, at the bottom of this upload for anybody else who's interested. It took a while to get through to them after placing the order, but after about 10 days it's finally been received. So let's have a look what we've got in here. There's plenty in there, it's certainly really tight. Let's have a look. My idea is on the 5th of November we're going to attend the NEC car show. Right, well, it'll be the 3rd or 4th time now that I've displayed my Ford Racing Puma on the stand there as part of the owners group. Right, here's the full kit. Looks like everything's there. That's the company I used. They do loads of different replica rally artwork for loads of different cars. If you check the websites, they've, as I said, they list plenty. Yeah, that's about it. As I've mentioned in the previous video, the reason why I've decided to go and do this is due to Martin Rowe. He was a previous owner of my car. I thought I'd do, the reason why I'm putting the livery on it, or the decals, is that he actually won a British rally event in the Super 1600 Puma, and his number was number 7. Now the basic kit came with just ones. However, I asked the owner if he would do the 7s for me, which is included in the pack, so that when I sticker it up, I'll have the number 7 on the side, and as well as that, on the side window, I'm going to include Martin Rowe's name and the GB flag as they do on the rally cars, but just to make it look pretty cool. And I think that's going to, I've decided as well, I'm going to fit all this on the 5th as mentioned at the NEC car show. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and it'll be something a bit different as well for everybody at the show to see how it's applied to the car, and something a bit different, because usually we have 4 cars on the stand that all look the same, so having one which is looking a bit different will make a pleasant change. So there we go. So hopefully next time you'll be seeing these will be once I upload the video after the show, and I'll do a time lapse of when we're fitting them. And yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, so after further inspection at the vinyl pack that I got from Creative Vinyl, it seems that I am missing a couple of bits as shown on the photo. So what I've done is I've messaged them to indicate that. So if I just show you one here. So the Puma sticker off the F2s were missing. So's the sun strip and the font there. 2 mirror stickers and 2 off the upper door strip, and 2 stickers on the F2 wing. However, if you do look at the photos, you will see on the 3rd page, the sticker kit that it actually shows you're going to get doesn't indicate the bits on the top there, and the F2 wing stickers, which is fair enough. So I have received exactly what the package said it would. However, after going back to Creative Vinyl and just mentioning that to them, I've said I'm hoping to install the decals at the NEC Classic Car Show, and it'd be great to receive them before then. And I'm happy to show an advertising banner on my YouTube page, video, and a banner actually at the show itself. He said he'll get back to me this afternoon, and hopefully he can get these sorted for me. So I've sent a few images of the car, just the width of what we actually need, a little diagram so we can try and figure out the curvature of the text that's going to have to go there, the width of the windscreen, and the width of the door mirror, so you can get the sizes just right. So hopefully I'll get a message back in the next day or two to advise me that they've been sent out. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad I noticed that before I leave here on the evening of the 4th to go up to Birmingham. But yeah, I'll keep you updated to see what he comes back with.